Good morning, students. Today we will continue reflection, the second part. In the previous session, we discussed about the terms related to reflection, like center of curvature, focal length, what is focus, what is optics, what is a pole, aperture. Okay. Today we will discuss about how to draw the ray diagrams for concave mirror and convex mirror. So to draw the ray diagrams, first we need to understand some rules. We need to follow some rules to draw the ray diagrams. So here, rule number one. For a concave mirror, if it is silvered outside, this is the principal axis, so focus and center of curvature. When a parallel beam of light ray fall on the mirror, after reflection it passes through the focus point. So this is the first rule. While drawing the ray diagrams, we will follow this rule. So the first one, when a parallel beam of light ray fall on the concave mirror, it passes through focus. The second rule, here is the focus, here is the center of curvature. If the light ray is passing through the focus itself, that is incident ray. Here the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and the reflected ray is passing through the focus. Here the incident ray is passing through the focus point. Here the incident ray is passing through the focus point, then the reflected ray will become parallel to the principal axis. The reflected ray will become parallel to the principal axis. That is the second rule for drawing ray diagrams. The third rule is if suppose the light ray is passing from center of curvature, the light ray is passing from the center of curvature through, if it is coming from the center of curvature, then when it hits the mirror, when it fall on the mirror, the reflected ray will again come back in the same path as the incident ray. The incident ray is moving from the center of curvature. When it falls on the mirror, the reflected ray again just return back in the same path. From that, wherever it is hitting, from that point again it just takes 180 degrees and again move back in the same path as the incident ray. Incident ray and the reflected ray are in the same path here, but in the opposite directions. Suppose if the light ray, here in the first case we discussed about the parallel ray. Here when the parallel beam of light ray fall on a mirror, the reflected ray passes through the focus. The second case, if the light ray is passing from focus point, the reflected ray will become parallel to the principal axis. The third rule is, if it is moving from center of curvature, in the first two cases it is dealing with the focus. Now the third case we are dealing with the center of curvature. If the light ray is passing from the center of curvature, then the reflected ray again takes 180 degrees turn and again move back in the same path of the incident ray. Coming to the fourth one, The only what is the last point left out is pole. If the light ray falls on the pole, if the light ray falls on the pole, it reflects back and follows a rule that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Here, the angle made by the incident ray with the principal axis is equal to the angle made by the reflected ray with the principal axis. Both are equal here. So if the light ray is falling on the pole, then it reflects back, but here angle of incidence and angle of reflection is equal. So these are the four rules. By using these four rules, we will draw the ray diagrams for concave mirror. Let's continue. Ray diagrams for concave mirror. Here I kept the object at infinity. If when an object is kept at infinity, always the incident rays will become parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, it passes through F. Here you can observe that the reflected ray is passing through F. Even if there are so many other parallel beam of light rays, all those passes through F itself. Here, if the image is falling at F. Here the image is falling at F. In this case, we get a very, very small image, the pointed image. So that is pointed image or highly diminished. We can say it is a highly diminished also. So this is in this case the reflected rays. The image is formed by the reflected rays. So here reflected rays are meeting at a point. At that point, the image forms. So here the characteristics of the image are real and inverted. As the image is formed by reflected rays, we get a real image. So here it is not inside the mirror, it is outside the mirror. If the image is falling outside the mirror, and also if it is reflected rays are meeting at a point, then definitely it is a real. If it is a real, then it is inverted. Inverted means we get a head down, foot up. Okay, so it's a vertically inverted image. Now, second ray diagram. Here, I kept the object at beyond C, just beyond C, the position of beyond C. Okay, here this is the principal axis. On that, here is a focus point. Here is the center of curvature. The object I kept beyond C. If it is beyond C, let us follow the rule number 1 and rule number 2. The first rule says that if a light ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection, it passes through F. The same thing, I am just following the same. Here the first, so reflected rays after reflection, it is passing through F. Then here the second light ray I am taking, actually there are some infinite number of light rays fall from any object actually, but for instance we have taken only 2. Okay, only 2 light rays, that is one is parallel to the principal axis and the other is passing through F. Here is a light ray passing through F. Here actually, so the light ray which is reflected is parallel to the principal axis, and these two reflected rays are meeting at a point. At that point we will get a image. So that is real. Inverted image we got. Real and inverted and somewhat diminished. That means the size of the object, here is the object size is bigger than the image size. You can easily observe here. And where is the image formed? The position, it is in between F and C. We kept the object just beyond C, that is part of the C. Okay, so before C we have kept, that is object. So image is falling in between F and C, or C and F. So the image is fall between C and F. These are the first two positions. Actually, there are 6 positions. Okay, so there are 6 positions. The position number 1 is infinity. Object is at infinity. The second position is beyond C. Third position is it is on C. Fourth position will become, we will keep the object here at different positions. Here the first position somewhere in on infinity. Here the second position is beyond C, just this one. Third position is on C. Fourth position will be between F and C. Fifth position is on F. Sixth position in between F and P. Here, by keeping the object at different positions before the concave mirror, we will observe the image positions and its characteristics. Okay, so let us go for the remaining two. Let's continue with the next two. Here, the third position is when the object is on C. Here, when the object is on C, I took the first light ray parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection it is passing through F. And here the second light ray is passing through F. After reflection it is parallel to the principal axis. So here these two reflected rays are meeting at this point, and this point is exactly below C. Okay, here is the image is formed. Object is exactly we kept on C. The reflected rays are meeting here. If I join it, that is image is also falling exactly on C. Here in this case we have got the image is real, inverted and same size. So here we are discussing about the image positions and their characteristics of a concave mirror when we kept the object at different positions. Here the position number 3 is finished. Coming to the position number 4. Now position number 4, now I am just moving this object from this position to here. Now in between F and C, I am keeping the object here in between F and C. So in this case, so the same situations again, they take two light rays. One is parallel to the principal axis, and the second light ray should be passed through the focus. So the first light ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it passes through focus, and the light ray which is passing through the focus will be parallel. Parallel is moving through focus. Moving through focus is parallel. So first parallel, then it will become passes through focus. If it is first passing through focus, then it will become parallel. Very simple converse things. So here these two reflected rays are meeting at this point here, and that position is somewhat after C, that is beyond C. Here is the image is formed. In this case, the image is somewhat bigger. We get an image here on the screen after C, that is beyond C. So here again we have got inverted image and real, and it is magnified, and the position of the image is beyond C. Here the position of the image is beyond C. These are the two next two. So two more. Okay, the last two ray diagrams for concave mirror. The last two positions. Now first position of the object is infinity. The second position I kept it beyond C. Third position is on C. Fourth position is between C and F. Now fifth position is the object when I kept on F. So just see carefully, students. When the object is on F, let us take a light ray which is parallel to the principal axis. As we know, the parallel line, after reflection it passes through focus. The second rule is actually the incident ray should pass through focus now, but actually we kept the object on focus itself. How can the light ray move vertically downwards. So let us take the third or fourth rule. Either we can take third rule or fourth rule. So let me take the third rule, that is on through C. If the light ray is passing through C, here this is a light ray, suppose there is a light ray passing through C. What happens if it is after refraction, after reflection, it retraces its path as per the rule. It retraces its path. So see this. These are the two light rays actually parallel to each other. They are not meeting at any point. If they are meeting, if the reflected rays meet, then only we get a image. So a real image. So when they are not meeting at any point, might be they meet at very long distance at infinity position. We can guess. So actually we cannot say about anything. It might be real inverted or highly magnified, but actually we cannot say. That is the best answer. Somebody says it is real inverted, highly magnified. Okay, we can. But generally, as per the mathematical rules, the parallel rays cannot meet at any point. Okay, so that may meet at infinite position. So image might be fall at infinity. This is just a consideration. That's it. We cannot exactly conclude it. Now the last position. Now just moving the object from focus point to between F and P. Now here the object is in between F and P. Again follow the same rules. One is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, same thing. After reflection, it passes through focus. Now the second rule, we cannot follow. It is we have crossed the focus. So the third rule, and okay, fourth rule I am following here. Fourth rule is if the light ray falls on P, its angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. So these rays are looking like a diverging rays. You see very clearly, these are diverging rays. So these diverging rays, if it is extended back, they meet at a point behind the mirror. They meet at a point behind the mirror. So look at this. This is above the principal axis now. Here the image is above the principal axis. So this is behind the mirror. And here this is a virtual image. Students, you please observe here the reflected rays are diverging. They are not meeting at any point. As they are not meeting at any point, we won't get any real image. But as a guess, we are actually extending the light rays back, and we get they are meeting at a point. At that point, we have drawn an image. So that is the virtual image. So here the image is false behind the mirror. See students, this is a concave mirror. If the object is kept very close to the mirror, that is in between F and P, we will get a virtual image very magnified. See students, this type of concave mirrors, they used by the dentist. The dentist will keep a small mirror like thing behind our teeth, so that they can see the magnified image. So they will see a magnified image. Suppose this is the teeth, position of our teeth, and this is the mirror. The dentist keeps the mirror here very close to the teeth behind, so they can see the fungus or any cavities behind the teeth which we cannot see from the front side. So it's a virtual image. So virtual, erect, and it's a magnified, highly magnified. See students, these are the 6 different positions when the object is kept at 6 different positions of a concave mirror on the principal axis. We have got the 6 different positions of the image, and their characteristics also were discussed.